How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with another review. Yeah, a little bit of Imperial Cream Ale kookiness time on today's Massive Beer Review with Funky Buddha. It's their Living Barrel series, and it's their Piña Colada. This is a rum barrel aged Imperial Cream Ale with coconut. And what was the last part there? I almost got it. Pineapple added. I thought I was going to remember the whole thing. Meh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, Funky Buddha. I've done several of their beers. It's been a while, though. Done them quite a while ago. Probably a bit over a year ago. That sucks. Maybe sans one that was sent to me. Had a bunch of their stuff in the past. They were on a radio show that I used to do. But it's been a while. It's been a while, and they just came out this series, and I was lucky enough to get two, actually, from the brewery, so thanks very much, guys. And they sent me two. The two new beers leading off this Living Barrel series. And there was two. One was a bourbon barrel-aged Imperial Stout, Russian Imperial Stout with vanilla beans added in this one. And I was like, which one should I do first? And, when it comes to the coconut, man, you got to have that coconut in your life, so, yeah. This one goes first. Especially Funky Buddha. Like, listen, if aliens came down from outer space and they held their laser beams to our nads and they said, take us to the person who puts the best coconut in your beers, I kind of think you take them to fucking Funky Buddha. As far as, like, coconut, outside coconut, I mean, I would say, a couple breweries do it well, imparting it via barrels differently. But as far as just getting coconut in the beer, they're the grand poobah of that shit. So, yeah. Start out with a coconut, because, honestly, besides barley wine, coconut's fucking life. So, yeah. Other than that, I already read you everything that was on the label, I think. On the side here, a little story time. It says, like the spiraling growth of a tree's branches, so too are these beers transformed over time, thanks to maturation exclusively in oak, wine, and spirit casks. Unlike the ageless timber, this bottle is only available for a limited time. The twist on this, what my take, not what I've been told, but just by looking at it. Funky Buddha's labels, if you've ever seen them before, there might be some behind me somewhere, I'm not going to turn around and look for it, is that they tend to be cartoonish. In an awesome way. I've always liked them. Morning Wood and Last Snow. A lot of them have a little bit of tongue-in-cheek jokes to them, a little bit sophomoric, and I dig it. I totally get it. This seems like they want to kind of lend themselves to be a little bit kind of not as goofy, a little bit more serious. And that's cool. I dig it. I can get down with that. Their Saison, their undefeated Saison is very classy, kind of foil top. Miami Dolphins and undefeated kind of based Saison they do every year for the undefeated Miami Dolphins, the best football team in the history of mankind. Can't argue that. They never lost a game. Anyway, I'm a Dolphins fan. Anyway, this is kind of that, going a little bit more classy, a little bit more nice, and I dig it. I honestly do. It's kind of, honestly, if you're going to tell me what this looks like, and I'm not saying this is what they did, but I'm saying if you said you have to tell me who this is if the brewery had a baby with Wicked Weed. That's kind of what it looks like. And those are two not too shabby labels to kind of riff off of, let's put it that way. I'm not saying they stole, because I don't see that in here, but it's kind of the vibe I get from it. So, let's pop this top and give this a pour. Like I said, Imperial Cream Ale. Okay, so then you're dipping into a very kind of unique waters. Imperial Cream Ale, honestly, when I think of Imperial Cream Ales, I think of Carton and their coffee series and their Cream Ale series. Other than that, off the top of my head, I can't think of one. Just under a pinky finger, kind of this orange off-white head. Not really creamy, not really rocky. And as far as looks go, it kind of looks like what a cream ale would be if it was imperialized and unfiltered. It has that kind of watered-down caramel look to it. Pretty attractive stuff if you like your kind of, as I put it, maybe, I usually say doo-doo water at this point, but like a washed-out kind of iced tea. Like, you had your powdered iced tea, and you're going to make an iced tea, and you put a little bit too much water in it. It has that kind of look to it. But, yeah, she looks quite nice. Okay. Let's see if we can get a nose on her. Whew. Okay. This is a big beer. The first hit I got was actually a lot of alcohol. To be perfectly honest with you. It was a big pop of alcohol. Getting in for the second part of the nose, not that bad. I don't know if it's that initial hit really gets you. But there's a soft, like creamy, kind of lactosey kind of thing going on there. Is that the coconut? Probably. The coconut's definitely there. If you give it a huff, you get a little coconut. You give it a couple huffs in a row, you're getting big coconut. Pineapple, I'm getting this kind of subtly citrus kind of vibe. Not quite sure if it was from some hop or the actual pineapple. Probably from the pineapple. Yeah, she smells beautiful. Super creamy. How about that? There's a little bit of caramel kind of vibes going on in there. Little caramel vibes. Definite huge coconut leading the way, and you're definitely getting a bit of that pineapple in there too. So yeah, smells pretty damn good. So I'm still not quite sure how she's gonna taste though. I'm super excited. Cheers. Ooh. Now, they're going for that whole pina colada thing. They got it. You know what I mean? And the funny part is, I didn't really get much of that on the nose. I got kind of separate parts of it. In your mouth, it all kinds of blends together. Not the biggest pina colada guy in the world. The last time I had one was several years ago, so I'm kind of talking about stuff I haven't tasted in quite a while. But, yeah. The cream ale is there. It comes off very caramel-like. It's not super small, but it's not over the top. That alcohol I talked about in the first whiff, really not much of that there, if anything. So it's an easily drinkable beer. But that cream ale comes off more butterscotchy. That's the word I'm looking for. Comes off more caramel / butterscotchy. So it's like a Werther's Original kind of wrapped in a decent helping of coconut. And then that pineapple's like a candied sweetened pineapple kind of floating around the whole thing. Yeah, it's tasty. That's tasty. Super dessert beer. Very sweet. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not sweet. But it's not got to the point where it's like overly sweet for me. And it hasn't gotten to the point where it's kind of like, you know what I mean, too hot. It hasn't gotten to the point where it's too artificial. And that's the point. That's the thing that's kind of the best part about Funky Buddha, is that they work with a lot of these adjuncts. They work with a lot of these different flavors, but they end up putting them in a way that it comes off fresh, it comes off real, it doesn't come off too artificial. And the same thing goes for this. It's a weird beer. I'm not gonna say it's not, because it is, you know, an imperial cream ale with all these kind of sweet, kind of pina colada flavors going on, but it works. It works, and it works well. Yeah, bomb mouthfeel. Werther's Original. Wrapped in a little bit of like a fresh cut of coconut, not like a toasted coconut, and then you know, kind of wrapped in like a candied kind of pineapple drizzle. Like if you're gonna make like kind of like a sugary, syrupy kind of pineapple-ness, that's what it is there. So it's true to the drink itself. It's true to the label. It's true to the beer, and it's still a beer though. That's the cool part. It is still a beer, even though it has all that stuff going on. You feel like you're actually drinking a beer and not some kind of weird kind of malt alcohol beverage. So yeah, let's talk about it. Is it one of the better imperial cream ales I've had in a while? It defaults to that. I mean, you know, it's, you know, Carton and them. So it's one of the better barrel-aged beers that I've had as well. More interesting. Not gonna go best. I'm gonna go more interesting. I'd probably take a base barrel-aged beer or something. Not as sweet in the long run, more times than not myself, but it's a nice kind of distraction, nice difference, nice kind of take on something different to where it's like you're having fun with the beer as opposed to just it being kind of crazy seriousness. Value and availability, they're $20 a bottle, brewery only. And let's see if you like you like this. If you like the Carton Cream Ale series, especially when you get outside of the base coffee and the base cream, if you're talking about the Cafe Churro, or you're talking about what else? They did a couple different ones. Irish coffee, a couple different versions of that beer. If you like that, you'll like this. And if you just like fun, interesting beer, because that's what this is. It's interesting, fun beer made by a company that knows what the hell they're doing with interesting, fun beers. So if you just like well-balanced kind of desserty kind of beers, it's definitely worth picking up. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, anywhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram Untapped, Massive Beers, all 4 of those places if you want to check me out anywhere else. And how about that? Another review in the books. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice cream ale right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.